beautiful people, welcome back to another anime reaction video. Alright, fine. Every time Gigguk releases a new video, my whole comment section just gets spammed with please look, react to it. So of course we're going to. This is my guy. This is Gigguk. We love this man. Everything he does is absolutely incredible. He is one of the beating beautiful hearts of the anime community, and all of his videos are done so incredibly nicely. Of course I'm gonna be here to react to this guy. Please go support him. The link to his video and channel is of course in the description. Make sure you go check out the original video before even watching my reaction. But yes, Gigguk has released a Best of Anime 2025, and everyone's been saying, Luke, you need to check this one out. Now, I have heard one thing. Someone DM'd me and told me to make sure that I stay away from the My Hero Academia section of this video. That's right, there's a spoiler. There is a My Hero Academia section on this video. And people said, make sure you skip past it, because you're going to be starting My Hero Academia in like 2 months, so you don't want to be seeing that part of the video. So, to be safe, we're going to skip past that single part of the video. However, everything else is fair game. Like the video, subscribe for more. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the Best of 2025's anime.
Uncertain futures, but if there was one thing I could rely on to pull through, of course, it was anime.
I can't believe Solo Leveling was 2025, man. I don't know why, but it feels like so long ago.
If there was any doubt over anime's position in the world, 2025 has undoubtedly proven it is not just popular, but there are titles that can achieve full-blown mainstream success. Demon Slayer became not only the highest-grossing anime movie of all time, but broke into the top 10 grossing movies of the year, beating out such IPs as How to Train Your Dragon and frickin' Superman. This movie was an absolute spectacle that delivered the Demon Slayer experience I expected, but damn it.
I am a little bit worried. I might just skip past this a little bit. The Demon Slayer movie still isn't out for streaming. I know some other creators have reacted to it on other sites. That's illegal, so I'm not doing that. I'm gonna stay away from actively showing the world like those. That's a bad idea. So yeah, I am waiting till it's officially released before I do a reaction to it. Which, what the hell are they gonna do? It's one of my top 5 anime, you motherfuckers! Release it!
Started the family came back, and I think we're about halfway through the Yakuza flashback. But they weren't the only one in the headlines, because One Punch Man fans ate this year. And then collectively threw up. After 6 years of waiting, One Punch Man dropped a bomb not even Oppenheimer could recreate, giving us a season of animation so impressive, Google Slides is about to license it out as an add-on. History has taught us that everything good comes in threes. We've had the big 3 of World War II, the big 3 of colleges, the big 3 of tennis, the big 3 of shonen, and now, this year has finally given us the big 3 of frames. As the community responds—
Wait, what?
And now, this year has finally given us the big 3—
The big 3 of frames. The fuck is the beginning after the end? Oh! The beginning after the end! God, I nearly forgot about that. I remember, that was one that everyone was hyping up like crazy, was supposed to like be amazing, was supposed to be like the next Mushoku Tensei or something, and then, boom! It just died like on impact, right? Was that the one that the first episode was good? I don't actually remember. And also, yes, I remember that people were not happy with Blue Lock. I haven't seen Blue Lock. We have started Haikyuu though. We have started Haikyuu, and Haikyuu is fucking awesome.
Frames. As the community responded to this failure on a scale anime had not seen before, Berserk fans could only helplessly watch this unfold on the sidelines like,
hey, you wanted this, right? You wanted the real deal? That's what this is. Wake up, you're in the middle of it. Stop complaining.
This is a brilliant meme. I ain't even seen Berserk, but I've seen Transformers. This is fucking hilarious. I do really want to watch Berserk, by the way.
This was the year where 2 letters shot fear into anyone that heard them. AI.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology!
And the anime community was not immune to its
scary.
effects. We had masses of fake scenes posted with the release of Sora 2. Grok got its own AI companion, as if people weren't lonely enough. And of course, OpenAI allowed users to flood the internet with Ghibli AI drawings. Looking Miyazaki right to the eye and thinking, man, I don't think you hate anime enough yet. And if you're like me and just realized that all this happened within the space of 1 year, yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ, yeah, we had like Dan to Dan Solo Leveling, we had all the One Punch Man drama. I feel like One Punch Man has like, I think that's affected the community more than people realize. I do. And like, I think the One Punch Man season 3 drama caused so much negativity and so many like negative people to like jump up and like show their heads and get popular from that. That negativity, it's like because of how heavily it was rewarded, I'm already seeing like the drip down bleeding effects into other series. All those people that were like, this is dog shit, which don't get me wrong, it was bad, but started targeting like animators and all these other people, those same people, it's now bleeding into other series. I hope it's only temporary, but I have spoken to a lot of other creators and they have mentioned that it does seem a little bit more negative than it used to be, you know, which is a shame because the anime community is a very positive place. Like in the past, it's always been very uplifting and it's this niche that people love, and I feel like we need to find that again.
I wouldn't blame you. Being on the internet felt exhausting at some points this year, and the online landscape was as confusing as ever to navigate. We needed hope. We needed positivity. We were yearning for some real human interaction.
So we got Takopi.
Raise your hands up! I beg of you! There's no time left! Don't be afraid!
They used this in the anime, and everyone was like, did you notice the meme? And I went, no. I didn't know what this was.
He's a very good man! Offer up your energy!
But the year ended with actual people united under one banner. One drawing a Frieren with a chin so chopped she could withstand an uppercut from Mike Tyson. The voice actor for Frieren changed it to her profile picture as artists all around the world came together to help draw her in a rare case of all-around positivity being spread online. This was the alive human theory.
I did not even know this happened.
No bots.
I didn't know
AI,
this happened.
just
Man,
sheer
I was
determination
under the
to pick
rock
up a
when this
pencil
happened.
and the will to follow what we knew Himmel the hero would do.
People have asked me, so one of my sub goals in my recent subathon was to draw 3 characters from Naruto from memory. If you're in my live streams when I do that, you're in for a treat. I can't draw for shit. It's gonna look really, really bad.
Still be defeated by the weakest pencil user. Did anything else happen this year? Oh yeah, I made my own anime or something. This is the part where I normally get to my honorable mentions.
My
but today I
boy.
have
Huge shout out to Gigguk and his anime. Ban was absolutely art, man.
Yeah, the actual honorable mentions. If this is your first time here, I rarely put continuations of shows I've already talked about on previous lists unless it really goes above and beyond and gives me something new to say about it. But that doesn't mean I didn't continue enjoying them. Dun might not have gotten the same buzz that episode 7 provided, but I've really enjoyed the character-focused development we got. Everyone likes to talk about the weirdness or the flashy action, but this shit is doing romance better than most romance anime right now.
I said this. I thought the romance was amazing.
I introduced my anime
surprised how invested I was in Momo's relationship.
So I thought I'd be a loving son this year and save myself from watching season 2 until the Christmas break so I can experience it with her. By which point, she had already watched it 4 times. She still doesn't even know its name. She just calls it Mau Mau. City, the animation really didn't lie about its name. Being in my top 3 of best animated shows of the year that was so close to making the list, but just didn't quite meet the same level of unhinged, gut-busting laughter Nichijou gave me. Now if we're talking most unhinged show this year, that was Nukitashi.
What was the ducks with guns?
I would love to talk about this one more, but the amount of frames I'd be able to get away show. Here would equal that of an episode of One Punch Man 3. Solo Leveling. Now I know you're going to ask me about this, so let me just set the record straight.
And the anime award goes to...
Oh no!
Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling.
I like Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is a series that knows exactly what it is. It does one thing, but does that one thing so exceedingly well you do not care about anything else. And this...
I agree with everything here. I think Solo Leveling is one of the peakest, most hypest, craziest fucking things ever. It's like a roller coaster that just never goes down. Never goes up, always down. It's always the drop. Hands in the air. Woo! The whole ride, baby. But that is all it does. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. But anime of the year
season delivered some of the best power fantasy or a farming action spectacle you can find, and I ate it up.
Yeah.
That doesn't also mean I think it's the best anime or has the best main character. To me, this is not a 3-star Michelin dish. It is a McDonald's chicken nugget, for the best fucking nugget you've tasted in your life.
Hell yeah! I love the explanation here.
Nice. Last year, I did a cop-out by putting a movie at the top of the list. Thankfully, this year was so stacked with choices, I didn't need to do that again. But if I did, 2 titles would definitely be making the list. Chainsaw Man lived up to the absolute cinema meme it originally started. This wasn't just another
The other one's got to be 100 meters short.
Shonen movie adaptation. It was a perfectly crafted cinematic experience. And
When
I think
did 100
this
meters
says a lot
come out?
for how much jaw-dropping, mind-blowing action sequences this movie delivered on. The quieter, serene pool scene is the one my mind always comes back
Oh
to. But
my God, it
standing
was so
toe-to-toe with that, in my eyes,
100
is
meters!
100 meters.
Yeah!
The Chainsaw Man was
Yeah,
that
my
16-film
boy!
blockbuster. 100 meters would be that Oscar-nominated indie movie with
Yeah.
moments equally as breathtaking and cinematic.
100 meters has one of my favorite endings in any movie I've seen, anime or otherwise. The ending is fucking great. The ending is so good that I literally said before something happened, right? I don't want to spoil anything because if you haven't seen it, you should. I literally said, like 5 minutes before, I was like, the best way to end this movie would be to do blank. And then they did blank. And I'm not even joking. You watch my reaction. It's a Patreon exclusive. I lost my mind. I was like, that is the way you end this movie. That is how you do it. The ending is flawless.
Cinema.
Oh God, it's such a good film.
This is a film about running. About
That's it.
people whose lives are about running. You see
Yep.
people who destroy their lives over
Oh,
obsessions,
God, that
over
scene.
chasing records, chasing
I wanna watch it
achievements,
again.
sacrificing everything, only to wonder
God,
what the
it's
point
such a
of it
good
all was
film.
to begin with. You see people unable to
Absolute
fully commit to
cinema.
themselves, for fear of finding out they're not as good as they think they are, crafting a prison of their own anxieties
Oh,
they're
it's so
unable to
good.
break out of. You see people so desperately searching for meaning in what they do, unsure if they live to run or run to live. People who've always been second best yet still have not given up on believing in themselves, breaking
Hell
the
no.
reality life is
People
crafted
cutting
for
their
them,
hair,
and
then having long
halfway
hair
through the
again, then
movie,
cutting
you
it
take a
again.
step back and think, wait.
God, that scene in the rain. Oh, that scene. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. God damn, man, it's such a good film.
We're still talking about running, right? This movie
Yep.
doesn't just speak
Just
to the
running.
soul. It goddamn drags it out, shakes it by the scruff of its neck, and shouts full volume at it. Somebody, somewhere is going to find this movie at the right time of their lives, and there's going to be a line uttered by a character in here that shoots so deeply to their core, they're going to switch their life into manual mode after having lived it on auto the entire time.
God, the movie is incredible. Now, people told me there was no spoilers, but I can't, man. I just started Gachiakuta. I can't. How long does he talk about it for? He doesn't talk about it for that long. All right, yeah, nah, bro. I'm skipping. I can't. We just started it. My reactions literally just went out on G.O.T Extra. I can't. You know what? It's good because it gives you guys a reason to go check out our boys' channel, all right? If you aren't subscribed to Gigguk already, you absolutely should be, all right? Go check him out. Link in the description. I can't watch his Gachiakuta part. I don't want any spoilers. So if you want to watch it yourself, link in the description. Go watch his video. All right? I'm not doing it.
The Lord and Master of Luna Mountain!
Tell us bad news! We need to hustle back! Too far away!
What happened over the past millennium? And what is it that brings them here?
Fantasy is the double-edged sword of the anime world. Swing one side and you have some of the most critically acclaimed, beloved shows in the entire medium, respected by everyone who watches them. But swing the other side and you're greeted with some of the trashiest, stinkiest shows you can find in the medium. And I'm not talking about the Gachiakuta kind. So when a new fantasy...
I do want to say as well, I was talking to my wife about this because we recently restarted the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I said to her, I was like, why don't they do fantasy anymore? I was like, when was the last time we had anything like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones? And I would say it's the world's most popular genre. Because whenever fantasy is done right, it dominates. Absolutely dominates. Look at Free Rent in the anime world, you know? If fantasy is executed correctly, it is the biggest, most popular, demanded genre on the planet. So why don't more people spend more time investing into fantasy? When was the last time we had a Lord of the Rings? We need another Lord of the Rings, is what I'm saying.
the anime comes out, I'm always thinking, which side is this one gonna swing? Alright, looks like we've got some hyper-violent action, could be edgy, could be mature, unsure. Oh hey, there's proper thought put into the world building and politics, so it's not just the same copy-paste Demon Lord fantasy world. That swings that way. Okay, the hero's been given an immortal body. Sounds like this could potentially be power fantasy-ish. Yeah, that's a little stinky. But then, I watch as the hero...
Wait.
potentially be power fantasy-ish. Yeah, that's a little stinky. But then...
Oh, this... weird.
I watch as the hero yeets herself off a cliff, leaving just her mangled corpse remaining, only to have her body parts grotesquely shoved back into place as you hear the crackling of bones over the most guttural scream of pain as her body is forcibly back together, little by little, while the bandits around her can only watch on in horror. And it was this
What the hell is this anime, bro?
moment that I realized, oh, I'm in.
Approved.
Cleaver-Test is the kind of brutal dark fantasy show I've been missing. Not a full-on masterpiece like Berserk, but just a fun show that takes itself just seriously enough. You have a protagonist that is heroic and kicks ass without being annoyingly idealistic or stupidly overpowered. Also, she has an eye patch. The world and power system isn't just copying off every other power fantasy out there. The protagonist has an eye patch. The violence is gratuitous.
And did you guys? There was an eye patch. I think I saw an eye patch. Also, I'm a big fan of like crazy violence. It's good.
While being purposeful,
is there an eye
setting
patch,
the tone
though?
of the story. You
Have
can
they
see the
mentioned any eye
hallmarks of
patches?
what could have turned into an edgy fantasy, slavery, prostitution. But then you're reminded that anime can actually treat these subjects with the weight that they deserve.
Jesus.
It's not always for the faint of heart, but it's the kind of grungy 90s fantasy show anime hasn't seen in a long time. She's got a goddamn eye patch!
Oh, she does. She does have an eye patch. God damn, man. I'm a sucker for a good fantasy anime, but they never give it to us. We never get it. They never give us good fantasy anime, man, like ever. But this looks like it could be. This looks like it could be. It kind of gives me like what's that old animated movie that everyone like loves, like Heavy Metal, is it called, or something like that? It looks like a bit like that, like a heavy metal cross between Mushoku
Anime
Tensei.
hasn't seen in a long time. She's got a goddamn eye patch!
Plus, she does have an eye patch. That is true. Medalist, man. Medalist. I already know it's Medalist because I recently reacted to the second season opening by Hannah. Medalist just looks like something so special. Medalist looks beautiful.
You ever see a
really
new
wanna watch
parent
this.
and how their eyes light up when talking about their kids? They show you a million photos of the same pose. They brag about the smallest achievement their kid was able to do. You feel a sense of pride you've never felt before towards anything else when they speak. That's what watching Medalist makes you feel like. This is a show about ice skating, but it's also a show about role models and the rewards of what being a great role model can get you. Inori is an 11-year-old girl who's been told she's too old to enter the figure skating world. She's shy, insecure, and collects worms for a hobby. This girl is going to get absolutely destroyed in school. But just by finding one person that believes in her, she's able to see...
There's nothing wrong with collecting worms as a hobby. Look at the guy at the beginning of the Godzilla movie, Godzilla 2000. He collects worms and he was alright, I guess.
Something in herself that she never could before. Shine in a way she never believed, and you're invited to be a part of that transformation. Medalist grabs you with grounded, well-realized characters all around, doing something revolutionary by treating its child characters like normal characters. Because did you know? Children are people too. When you think about it, it's kind of fucked up how much your life
Children are
insecurities
people
and
too.
self-image are defined by a few early moments in your life. Maybe a teacher said that you were dumb, and then from then on you just accept that as a fact. Or maybe, hypothetically, you were told your hair looks silly, so you start spiking it up like fucking Sasuke. Or a friend said you were boring, so you buy this Scarface poster to pretend like you have a personality. Or you look like a nerd with glasses, so you start wearing contacts every day. So seeing someone who...
Wait a second. Is he talking about metal? I feel like we got off topic there a little bit. I don't know. What was that? What was that, Gigguk? what were we talking about there, my friend? What were we
was
talking
able
about?
to be set on the correct path because they found the right person, found
It
the right
looks
role model,
like a
spoke
work
to a
of
part of my
art.
younger
It
self
looks
that might
beautiful.
not have gotten that same opportunity. Every small achievement, every small step they take becomes a collective win. And when they pull through and hit that complete triple axel after numerous falls, you'll be shedding tears like a proud dad telling the person
This is the thing with anime. If an anime is going to be based on something real, like ice skating or figure skating, it needs to be real. And in the anime world, too often we go away from that realism, and then that's where the detachment from the series comes. Medalist, from what I've heard, stays grounded.
to you, that's my kid. Yeah, that's my kid.
Damn, man. Actually looks nice. I know at some point we got my own thing. The summer he could have died. I've heard a good
It's one
things
of those
about this.
genres anime rarely gets right. On one hand, I think the medium makes it harder to get genuine scares compared to its live-action counterparts, but then one too many times we get a
I keep saying this. Give me a horror anime, man. Just give me one. I don't know if I'll ever be able to act or direct or do anything in my life. I got no connections to any kind of society in that regard. I got loads of people I talk to in the music industry. nobody I talk to in the film industry. And like, also a bunch of people are asking me to interview some animators for our show. I don't know who to interview. There was one animator who I spoke to on Twitter recently, but I can't remember who they were. But if you guys would like me to interview any animators, and you know there's some that are like quite actively like chatty and that sort of stuff, let me know in the comment section down below, because it's my #1 most request. People want me to like interview more animators in the scene. So let me know if there's any you can think of that you know would be up for an interview. Like, feel free to like let them know themselves or anything like that. Tell them to contact my business email or just ping me on Twitter or something, or let me know who I should reach out to in the comment section. Anyway, because I guess request all the time, but I don't know where to begin. That's the truth. I'd love to interview more. The reason I'm basically saying this is because I feel like I know how you can do a good horror anime, and it's in the slasher genre. That's how you can do it. That's where you start.
Promising projects like Uzumaki took a bit too much inspiration from its source material and spiraled its own production into madness. I was beginning to lose faith, but thankfully the summer Hikaru died not only restored that, but has set the bar of how anime can achieve horror of the highest quality. So you may be wondering, what's so different about this one?
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
I'd heard so many great things about this manga, but I watched the anime knowing nothing about it. I wanted to go in raw, and apparently, so did they. And within the first few minutes, it's evidently clear how this show succeeds where so many others have faltered. Almost immediately, you are drawn in with this eerie sense of dread that crawls under your skin and doesn't let up.
Yeah,
every
literally
scene
crawling under your skin.
A sinister air as thick as the summer humidity you're watching on screen. It's not about jump scares. It's the ghastly
like a body
imagery
horror
that gives you a peek into the eldritch horrors that lay beneath the shadows. Horrific entities brought to life with haunting arts that make the hair on the back of your neck stand. Atmosphere is why this is a masterclass of animated horror. Behind all that,
atmosphere is something anime in general doesn't always do right, and when it does, it stands out. A good atmosphere, because like in anime there's like a rule, it seems like an unspoken rule, that there can't be any like quiet moments. A character needs to be talking throughout every single second of the anime, and in the best, most brilliant moments of anime, no one's talking. You build that atmosphere.
It's a succinct exploration of grief and love between two bros that is 100% undeniably, categorically platonic.
So gross. So good.
What?
What the fuck?
I mean, just look at this man. He's so straight, he's about to have sex with another man, so he knows what the woman he goes on dates with will feel like. Because you know, when you have a Lovecraftian nightmare creature wearing the skin of your dead friends, you first gotta figure out so many things. What is it? Is it dangerous? Does it come in peace? Or just you?
You know, maybe Michael's gay, maybe he's not. He is.
The anime is very different to what I thought it was going to be about. You're telling me the summer that Hikaru... What the fuck? So it's a story basically like a creature takes over your friend's body and then you have sex with it. That sounds about right. You know what? That is pretty accurate. I said about realism in anime, and that sounds pretty real. Such an underrated anime. Unbelievably underrated. What is he doing?
China
has continually been on the rise in the animation space, and this year it really felt like there was always at least one show per season that stood out in the highly competitive world of animation to be one of the hot shows to watch. And in my eyes, their crowning achievement of 2025 came in the form of To Be Hero X. This is China's own take into the superhero genre that asks the question, what would society be like if people could gain superpowers based on the social media influence they have?
Genuinely like right now, I have to say, if you have not fucking watched this, you are missing out so much. It is unbelievably underrated. Also, if you're one of these people that goes, it isn't underrated, man, what are you talking about? Loads of people, get the fuck out of here, man. No one likes you, go away. I'm so tired of something being slightly popular and that means it isn't underrated. Underrated means that if it didn't get the love it deserved, it's underrated. Something can get like 1 billion downloads, but if it deserved 2 billion downloads, it's technically underrated. That is what it means. And To Be Hero X, underrated.
More powerful than Disney. But in the world of To Be Hero X, anyone can gain superpowers as long as you are able to convince them.
What was he doing just then? Was he just promoting an OnlyFans model?
To believe in you. Trust is how you gain power in this world. People's mass perceptions dictate not only who becomes a superhero, but the types of powers they get and the life they lead. There's Furman, a firefighter who saved a young girl from a falling ceiling that went viral.
Oh god, it's so
gaining
good!
The power of incredible strength
We just finished a G.O.T. extra, man. It's so good.
Never being able to take a proper shit ever again because he can never bend over thanks to his immovable image. Then there's this guy. He got his powers from a League of Legends chat lobby. The risk with a series like this is that you lack a protagonist to be able to follow the story through, but it more than makes up for it by being able to explore a multitude of interesting ideas with the premise that they've set up. Not every story is as equally compelling as the next, but every hero is wholly distinct both thematically and visually. Slowly but surely, you are able to piece together the timeline of events.
Also, saying not every story is equally as compelling as the next and showing Cyan is diabolical, man.
And see it all come together at the end. And if that wasn't enough for a reason to watch it, then there's also Hero X, who has the interesting ability to run through a season's worth of animation budget every time he snaps his fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Best way to describe his power.
Power system, this has some of the coolest action sequences I've seen in an animated TV series.
Yeah.
And if that still isn't enough for a reason to jump on, watch it because the creator's a pretty cool guy also. I don't know where I heard that one from.
No, I don't know where I heard that one from either. Definitely haven't had people constantly telling me that, like, literally every reaction I did of To Be Hero X, everyone was like, did you know Gigguk spoke to the creator? Gigguk spoke to the creator. And I was like, yes, guys, I know. I know. And they're like, did you know he spoke? It's like, yes, I know. And that just goes to show, man. This guy surrounds himself with the best. Oh, my word.
Of course, there's a lot of misery, but it is the same misery that is all around us. The trees here are in misery and the birds are in misery. I don't think they sing, they just screech in pain.
The only way I can describe Takopi. By the way, I just want to say a huge shout out to my Japanese audience. I say this whenever I mention Takopi. The level of love and appreciation my Takopi reactions got in Japan was overwhelmingly sweet. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You guys were really sweet. Takopi helped grow our Japanese community here on our channel, and it was amazing. I felt very lucky, to the point where I even had amazing artists in Japan saying that they watched my Takopi reactions, and it just felt very it just really blew my mind. So yeah, thank you. But the only way I can describe Takopi is it is one of the most painful experiences you'll go through watching an anime, and yet you have to do it. It has to be watched.
I remember the first time I watched the movie Requiem for a Dream, a movie so shockingly powerful that it disturbed me to my core, yet allowed me to experience emotions few pieces of fictions had been able to make me feel. Its message has left an imprint on me that remains to this day and continues to be one of those films I'm glad I experienced but never wanted to watch again.
Yeah.
I said exactly the same thing to myself after watching Takopi's Original Sin. This is one of those shows that leaves you completely drained, giving you the sinking feeling that drops down to the pit of your stomach at the end of every episode. Genre? Drama? No. This is a straight-up horror anime for your emotions. It's about an alien, Takopi, from the planet Happy. All he wants to do is spread smiles and happiness without a single shred of negativity. He's the type of guy who'd hear about a racism problem and try to solve it by running. Now pay.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's literally just an anime about a happy little alien from the planet Happy who wants to make everybody happy. What could go wrong, guys? What could go wrong, guys? Guys, what could go? No, nothing. Guys.
With the Trauma Trio, 3 kids whose collective future therapist bill would equal the GDP of Norway. That's right.
Hey, little buddy, how are you doing? Oh my god! Whoa!
It's Japanese Smiling Friends. This is a series that wastes no time into throwing you into the absolute deep end of emotional trauma and letting you sink further from there. Watching the first episode of Takopi is like. And then the series just continues pounding your emotions into the ground. It presents you with some of the heaviest subjects a child can go through with no filters to help avert your eyes. If I had a nickel for every time one of these kids got whipped by a belt, I'd have 0 nickels. Because their parents used a fist. Everyone is an asshole. Everyone is the worst kind of human they can possibly be. Then when you're shown that faint ray of sunlight at the end of the tunnel, your first instinct is to think, oh no. Well, that's not to say there is no point or...
That is the thing with this anime. This anime makes you question everything, because you hate one character, and then you understand why they act the way they do, and then you feel sorry for that character. But then the character you thought you liked, you don't like, and then they're doing weird things. And it feels like you're constantly being torn between what is right and what is wrong, but having no idea what is right and what is wrong. Who we're supposed to be rooting for. Who is the good guy? What's the good outcome? Where's the story? Where should we stand? What message are we trying to do? Who are we trying to help? Like, you're just lost, drowning, watching
the suffering. For how despicable some of these actions you witness are, it constantly reminds you that the biggest villains are the parents who failed them. Parental neglect, physical abuse, and worst of all, a law-accurate Asian mom.
That's the damn problem with this, man. Is like, because I know there was a lot of reactors who were condemning and hating on the children in this story, and I think that's where a lot of like the issues were. And I made sure I was never one of them because it was nothing to do with the children. This is an anime about parents failing their children.
Each kid is a product of their own toxic environment, and for how suffocatingly pessimistic this show can be, it never devolves into being downright cynical. It's an important reminder of how trauma can be passed on, how the worst environments can shape the worst people, and no matter how hard life can be, nothing is more suffocating than having to deal with it alone. Because in the end, aren't the friends we made, the trauma bonding we did along the way? Wait, is that how he goes?
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
How was Takopi number 5, man? Takopi was number 5. In my opinion, right now, before I see the rest, Takopi was the best anime of 2025. I truly think that. Oh, like, with some of the... It's definitely the one I enjoyed the most at all. But I think in terms of message and creativity... I don't think I've ever seen anything like Takopi, man. Takopi was I hated it, and that made me love it. You know, I've never seen anything quite like it.
Settle up.
2026 is now officially the year of the horse, but unfortunately, Uma Musume didn't get that memo because, like the typical gacha gamer, it came a bit early.
Uma Musume, it came a bit early. Bro, that line is mad.
The internet collectively fell into the Uma Musume rabbit hole, and Cinderella Grey embodies every damn reason of why this franchise became a global phenomenon. This was the highest intensity, no bullshit, all action sports anime to come out in 2025, delivering that level of jump out you see.
Nearly won our sports tournament, Uma Musume, actually. Nearly won, but Haikyuu was just overwhelmingly demanded. Everything I've seen from Uma Musume, from the songs to the... And we've played it a bunch as well, and I freaking love it. Like, everything from Uma Musume is just great. The game is so much fun. If you haven't played the game, play the game as well.
Every single episode you put on, you are given little room to breathe, going from one race to the next. Every match...
I've never watched it, but I really want to.
If you were living under a rock last year, yes, there is a gacha game of the same IP. Yes, this is anthropomorphized horse girls running against each other, based on real historic races in Japan, which I've already talked about when I covered the show last month. But you don't need to know any of that to enjoy the spectacle it delivers.
No, apparently. All play the game.
That rush as you witness that last eruption is as addictive as any drug. You hear the roar of the crowd as the commentator eggs them on, as you watch athletes digging deeper than they ever have before. Suddenly,
it's like horse girls, man!
Run becomes
it's
the
most
horse girls! Ever seen, as you shout out, God, this is what peak performance looks like!
Yeah!
You calm down, switch on the next episode, and experience it all again. Wait, that last paragraph sounded familiar. Was that ChatGPT? No, in fact, it was GigGPT, because I just copied it from myself. I've already said everything I have to say.
Good old GigGPT. Good old GigGPT, man. It's nice, nice. The formula to do. It's not copying if you're copying from yourself. I have only heard good things about this. I've heard Uma Musume gets better and better. Like, there's weaker seasons and stronger seasons, but is it Cinderella Grey? I haven't heard a damn bad thing about it. I've heard Cinderella Grey is just peak fucking hype. Mainly from Gigguk, to be honest.
That video, so you know what? I'll just let ChatGPT rewrite my own work to tell you again, in the style of Gigguk. That moment when the final eruption hits, your monkey brain just activates. The crowd is screaming. The commentator is absolutely losing it. The athletes are pushing past every physical limit known to mankind. And suddenly, this janky, low FPS anime girl run has your full, undivided soul. You're sitting there like, why am I this invested? As you stand up yelling, God, this is peak human performance at your screen.
This is... more Gigguk than Gigguk. Which one's the real one? Bro. Anime getting too good to tell the difference.
Like you've just witnessed the second coming, but it's sponsored by questionable animation shortcuts, and then it ends. You blink, You remember you're an adult. You sigh, click the next episode, and willingly let it happen to you all over again. Because anime has once again tricked you into feeling emotions through sheer bullshit and spectacle. What the
Bro, ChatGPT just hates anime, man. Anime has once again tricked you into feeling emotions through bullshit. That line is the best. That is amazing. Using the power of bullshit, anime tricked you again. Fuck, that is incredible. That is Gigguk. That is 100% Gigguk. That ain't even anime. That's him.
ChatGPT think I sound like?
That is amazing.
You can go watch
Oh
my
my
actual videos
God.
if you want to hear everything I have to say
Oh
about
my
it better
God.
than GPT ever could. Okay,
That was
I promise
incredible.
I'm going to
That
stop
was
placing my
incredible.
own work now. Anyway, number 3.
was
The
amazing.
Boundaries of Adulthood. This was a new anime made by a fairly new creator in the industry.
I thought he was genuinely going to do that. I was like, that'd be the best, man. Please tell me he is. Go on, pick up your own work. What's this? What the hell is this? I never even heard of this. What is this?
Attention spans are fucked. Memes are incomprehensible. I can't be the only one who feels like every day I see something that makes me lose IQ until my last remaining brain cells are stuck there on life support, powering the last bit of sentient thought I have. But this year, there was no show that healed my soul more than watching Apocalypse Hotel. In an era of brain rot, this one
was
gave
Death
me
Brain for a
pure
second.
brain ripe. Apocalypse Hotel is a different kind of slice of life. It has all the hallmarks that make up the genre. A quieter, subdued
It looks
approach
like
to
a
storytelling,
Ghibli movie.
charming characters, a whimsical, bright air that complements its calming atmosphere. And then you keep watching. Okay.
So, is Apocalypse Hotel about a hotel and the world's ended and people go there for like refuge? Or is Apocalypse Hotel about creatures that bring the apocalypse going to a hotel? Because it looks like it could be about either.
Maybe there's a bit of brain rot in this one. Doomslayer Tanukis, Power Rangers fighting Kangaroo Thanos, a fucking mech battle in the middle of a
Kangaroo
desolate
Thanos?
cityscape. You can put on an episode and have no idea what kind of unhinged shenanigans you're going to encounter.
Is this the
next.
same
But
anime?
behind the chaos and the laughter, it constantly delivers a story with a heart few series are able to reach.
It's just like
A
3 different
door-opening
anime.
robot that fails at opening doors, a hospitality robot with no one left to serve, a hotel that opens to a place with a population of 0. This is a world with no meaning, where characters are forced to find.
I'm not even joking. This genuinely feels like Gigguk has just fucked with us and put like 6 different anime that ain't even related in one video and told us it's called Apocalypse Hotel. This is from the same damn anime? You know what? I ain't even heard of this either. This is like, what the fuck is Apocalypse Hotel? And it's number 3 on the list? Is that good? What the hell is this?
How is it? Do you find purpose in a place where there is none? Watching this band of lovable misfits allows you to reflect about the purpose you may be missing from your own life. It's a show so
Damn,
hopelessly
bro.
optimistic, steeped in layers of melancholy. A story set in a bleak place where no hope should be able to be found, yet it still is able to greet you with the warmest smile. Where years, decades, centuries pass in the blink of an eye, characters you love age,
Gosh,
move on.
this does
All
not
that is
look
familiar
like-
around you slowly begins to.
This really doesn't look like the same story. Jokes aside, it doesn't. The fact that I haven't even seen this anime and Gigguk's able to take clips from it that demonstrate the variety that it possesses in a single season is truly incredible.
Always remind you that
Is it like a character that's inside their own head and everything we saw was like a dream or a hallucination or some regard? We literally just saw explosions and giant mech battles and things. Now we're just watching someone walk around in an apocalypse I Am Legend scenario surrounded by the animals and nothing else that's left in this world. I don't
is the kind of
understand.
magical feeling this show gives you. It doesn't just show you a slice of life. It reminds you what living that life means in the first place.
Her face was absolutely incredible. Oh my word, man. look at this like horse, and it's like all smiling. Now, granted, the horse doesn't have the face that we like, you know, we love. For those of you wondering what that face is, anyone seen a recent episode of anime with a horse face? If you know, you know. Instead, the horse has wings and flies. Now, the reason I'm stalling is because I was just checking something, and my check was correct. The next section is My Hero Academia. Now, considering I'm starting My Hero Academia later this year, the fact that Gigguk has put it at number 2 on his list, above anime like Takopi, was the final season that good? I cannot wait to watch that anime, man. I cannot wait to watch it. And whatever Apocalypse Hotel is, I want to watch that. That looks pretty freaking incredible. The final one.
この世には様々な人がいる。こんなに大勢いるのに誰一人同じ
I love that Moist Critical recently did a video talking about this as well. Shout out him.
人はいない。そりゃ争いは絶えないでしょ。
Might be one of my favorite anime openings of all time as well. This is another Takopi.
In my line of work,
Everyone needs to
watch
watch
shows.
this.
I remember a lot of shows, but rarely do I have the time to go back and rewatch them. It's only when something truly lingers, a story that grabs hold and follows me, that occupies my mind whenever I have a free moment. That one line that sticks with me not because it was witty or punchy, but because it touched on something deep, something meaningful, something real. I've rewatched Orb, On the Movements of the Earth, more times this year than any other shows from the past 10 years, and yet I am still as moved, as awestruck, as absolutely mesmerized as the first time I watched it. Why am I telling you all this?
わからない。私の感動を必死に伝えてる。
This anime, for me, was a roller coaster. It genuinely was. I've never been so disappointed. And I know some of you think, disappointed? Yeah, disappointed. That's the truth. Not by the anime, but also, yes, by the anime. And I can't say why without going into spoilers, but this anime screwed me over time and time and time again. And every time it did, every time it disappointed me with doing the opposite of what I wanted it to do, I loved it for it. Because it was unpredictable and shocking and masterfully written. Where only in the end do you understand what the whole journey was about.
This was a show that, when half done, I put as 4th on my list last year, not knowing that when I finished the entire thing, it would become my anime of the decade. That's a big statement, and you may not agree. You may have other shows
a big
you prefer.
statement.
It may not have hit you the same way it hits me, but that is my truth. And for a moment, I wanted to invite you to see what that truth meant. A show like this comes along only a few times in a generation. It is not only one of the most...
Orb is one of those anime where you can only respect someone when they say that. There are certain anime that we are all guilty of, like, wincing at when someone says it's their favorite, you know? Someone says an anime is their favorite and you kind of go, that's your favorite anime? All right. Like when I told people my top 5 and it had Demon Slayer in it, same reaction, you know? I go, I had Demon Slayer's in my top 5. Demon Slayer's in your top 5? Psh, all right. Clearly your anime opinion is shit. Get the hell out of it. And that's true. That is true, right? It does happen. And we're all guilty of it. But Orb is one of those ones where you can only go, Orb is your favorite anime of all time? Respected.
Just original, beautiful, and nigh on unpredictable series to come out in modern times, but it's one of those stories that has the power to teach you something about yourself. Without preaching, without telling you what's correct, it presents you with profound ideas and helps guide you to find your own answers. Orb is...
It also shows you how everyone interprets something differently, which I think is really amazing. Orb will show you what they consider a fact. But then it will show you 5 different people all interpreting it a different way, but all thinking the way they interpret it is right. And some listening to each other and some not.
Anime
And it shows
about
you
heliocentrism.
everything.
It's about proving the Earth moves around the sun. But also, it's a story about truth. About people who fight for truth. About the lengths people will go to prove truth. About people who have their truths challenged and respond to it without disrespecting the person that challenged it. An egotistical priest putting his trust in the wisdom of a peasant. A devout believer defending defending the words of an atheist. The heroes of the story are not the ones who are right. It's the ones who are willing to accept that they could be wrong, who will listen to those that oppose them and try to understand.
I really like that line. I'm just sitting here just listening to Gigguk, if I'm being honest. That line was brilliant. That line, the heroes of the stories are the ones who can admit that they were wrong, you know?
Of an atheist. The heroes of the story are not the ones who are right. It's the ones who are willing to accept that they could be wrong, who will...
I love that line so much. I love that line so much. I love that line so much. That line isn't just great for Orb, it's great for the world.
Listen to those that oppose them and try to understand, even if they don't necessarily agree. These are the people that embody the human spirit, that together ignite a flame that transcends lifetimes.
And it's also crazy because the villain of the story, like, this is the villain, it also blows your mind. It's like, this is the villain, but they don't feel like the villain, but they couldn't be more of a villain.
Is memorable, every line powerful, every journey poetic. This is simply one of the most beautiful stories I've ever witnessed. And the more time that has passed since I first finished it, the more times I've rewatched it over this year, the stronger its message has resonated with me as I looked out and saw the world as it is today. Unlike the world of Orb, we live in a time when information is more readily available than it ever has been, and yet truth has never felt so hard to find. Technology that should have allowed us to grow closer has divided us even further. Knowledge is no longer the currency we lack. It's trust. A lack of trust that has eroded the respect we have of our fellow person. Ideas are not built on, they are condensed down, dismantled, and publicly shamed. Everyone is a soldier, enlisted to fight in an ideological war of exchanges, where common ground is no man's land and the winner is decided not by who is more right, but who can prove the other side more wrong. How does anyone navigate the landscape we are currently in? And I think
you literally just hear these arguments all the time. Hey, sir, what you said seems controversial. How do you explain it? Well, I could explain it, but instead I'm going to talk about blank and say blank is way more wrong than I am. Now, I'm not going to talk about me at all, even though the question was directed to me. Instead, I'm going to talk about this person here. They are so much more wrong than I am, blah, blah, blah. Second someone starts talking like that, you can't trust that person, right? Don't trust that person. Also, the second someone doesn't admit wrongdoing when something is clearly wrong, like if you do something and it's clearly wrong and they can't just go, yeah, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Don't trust that person.
That's why I was just so constantly drawn back to this series. A story like this is the reminder I needed that the world doesn't have to work like this. That progress is made through collaboration, not dissociation. That, disagree or not, we are still in this together, in an era that will be shaped by our collective hands. Whether any of us have the right answer or not, it's thanks to this show that I remembered, as long as you can continue to question whether you are right.
不正解は無意味を意味しない。
何かを知るということだ。
指導説を信仰してる。このためにわざわざ生まれてきた。
きっと迷いの中に倫理があ
God, and the soundtrack swelling, like the Mass Effect soundtrack.
You won't find the wrong answer.
God damn, Gigguk. This is why I love this man. This is why I love this man. This is why I'm quite happy to sit here for nearly an hour watching his damn videos, man. There's no one like him. There's no one like him. He's awesome. He's such a freaking beacon of like love in the anime community, and I love that. I love that. In like, we have a lot of creators who seem to be getting like notoriety significantly through negative content and negativeness on the internet, and it's not just in anime, but in general. And that's because people click on that shit. It's true. We're all guilty of it. And we help make negative a stronger place on the internet because we engage with negative. If someone says something horrifically negative and you engage with it, even if you engage with it to fight it, you fuel it. All of us are just logs walking into a fire, giving it more power. And we think we're putting the fire out, but we're not. We're just igniting it even more. The only time this stuff changes is when instead of giving fuel to the negative flames, we give it to the positive ones. You grow and enhance and show more love and more passion and more acknowledgement of positiveness in communities than you do negativeness. Instead of arguing with these people, you just ignore them. You just act like they don't even exist, and you give the opposite of them the fuel. And that's how you combat this. And Gigguk is one of those. In the anime space, I always feel like I always feel really happy watching this man. I think the way he talks about anime is just like pure poetry. There is such a strong love for it and the genre here. And when he does criticize, he does it in such a respectful way, and he does it in a comedic way, and it's always nice, you know? It's like a friend. If your friend does something, you don't scream, shout at them. You criticize them as a friend would. You help them grow as a friend does. And I feel like Gigguk is a friend of anime. That is his role, you know, in this community. When anime deserves a bit more love, he gives it love. When it deserves to be criticized, he does it respectfully. He is the friend of anime. That is the best way I can think to describe him. I just love watching his videos and the way he talks about it. Like introducing me to an anime like Apocalypse Hotel that I've never heard about. And in his description and clips and editing, I sit here in this chair wanting to watch a series I've only just learned of its existence now. How does that happen when there's so much out there I want to consume? Suddenly one random one jumps high up my list. How? Because of this guy. Absolutely love this. I agree with so much on here. It's hard to say what else deserved to be on this list, but maybe I'll read the comments and see what you guys decide. I definitely think my list would be completely different to his. As much as I loved Orb didn't resonate with me as much as other people, but I still think it is one of those series everyone needs to watch, and I think it was masterfully well constructed and crafted. But maybe my brain is a bit too simple for an anime like Orb. Takopi for me is my number one. I will always go for the emotional choices, the things that make me feel the most, because for me, consuming any kind of media is to get emotion from it. Is to draw out that emotion, to feel that emotion. That's what I've always said. Like whether it's being scared at a horror movie or crying at a drama or screaming at an action, it is those emotions that you want to receive. And Takopi made me feel more emotion than anything else. Anything. And for that, it would be my number one. Because I think that's what media is about, whether it's movies or music. It is the feelings it makes us experience. And what Gigguk was talking about with Orb and how it made him feel is what Takopi did to me. Let me know what anime did that to you last year. What anime made you feel more than any other anime in 2025? And I wonder what 2026 is going to hit us with. Because we've already started off so strongly, and we haven't even left the first month of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Please like and subscribe, but go support Gigguk. He put this video together. And obviously, we had to miss out the Gachiakuta and My Hero Academia section, so you can go check them out for yourselves. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Like and subscribe. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.